We're talking about men's infidelity. The mainstream explanation accepted by basically every evolutionary anthropologist, evolutionary psychologist, evolutionary biologist, basically all of them would converge on one explanation, which is that if you're a male mammal, more mates means more offspring. And so there is a proclivity for promiscuity in male mammals in general as a result of this. And it's widely accepted that the reason that male humans would be motivated to initiate affairs instead of staying with their primary partner and being loyal to them is that in our ancestry, males who were motivated to have affairs had this benefit, which is that they likely had more offspring, or they had the opportunity to have more offspring. And so selection, unfortunately, again, I'm not someone who's a fan of infidelity. I don't think it's a good thing to do. Selection, unfortunately, favored males who had less discretion in these matters.
Shout out to Mac and Murphy for that incredible breakdown on why men cheat. Welcome to Mr. King's Takes. Let's talk about it. First off, Mac and Murphy is quite the authority on human mating behavior, and he explains the phenomenon on why men cheat using science-backed study and research. And as you just heard, he explains it saying that in our evolutionary past, men who managed to spread their genes far and wide were rewarded with more offspring, and thus that instinct or urge was passed down through time. Now, of course, to our instincts, reproductive success is the highest form of success. Understood? However, recognize that explanation does not mean justification. And even Macken says he's not a fan of cheating, nor does he support or endorse it. Neither do I. However, it's just an explanation to understand where the root of it is from. So, yes, while that may be our ancestral wiring, it is not an excuse for a lack of discipline. We're not cavemen anymore. We have intellect, we have emotions, and many other factors that govern our behavior. So, while the instinct may be present, it is not an excuse to go around hurting your partner. Today, most men are not actively trying to have babies with every single woman they come across. You know what I'm saying? However, when the opportunity to cheat does arise with a particularly desirable prospect, the age-old instinct can kick in. It often does. Again, it's not an excuse to hurt your partner, it's not an excuse for lack of discipline, but it also doesn't necessarily mean the man is weak. It just highlights the fact that often biology and our wiring and our character can sometimes pull in different directions. You feel me? It's up to each man to decide which side wins in any given moment. Also, remember that women have their own evolutionarily inspired reasons for cheating. That's a conversation for another day. In the meantime, remember that explanation does not equal justification. Yeah? This video is not a justification of men cheating. It is simply a reminder that the instinct lives in us, inspired by the past. However, our present is decided by our choices. So, for the guys, choose wisely. And for the ladies, well, now you understand why men cheat. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Let's have a chat. Peace.